What's up, man?
How's it going? You got a little following, bro.
Eh,
You're doing well.
thanks,
And then
man.
I like I try to do random shit. Like I'm trying to do less fucking lib shit and
Yeah,
more random shit because it's
good.
like, sometimes the shit goes in the ether. I like to see rando people at concerts and stuff. They're like, you were on that film thing. Like I get it. It
Yeah,
happens.
thanks, man.
That's
And,
cool.
and I got a better cam in honor of Tim Miller.
Great. It's looking good.
It's not quite where you are yet, but
What's in the room there? What you got behind you?
just my room and my new dog.
What's up? What's up, Pooch? What is he named Cameron?
Yes, he's named Cameron Winter.
Fishman? Yeah.
His name's Charlie. He's a 6-year-old beagle rescue.
It's good for you. Hey, dude, you got skills also. It's like you got different, you're graphicing it up. You're putting work in.
Ah, man, you're being nice to me.
No, it's true. That's true. People think it's easier than it is being on the content grind.
Isn't it
It's
so annoying when people are like, "Oh, this social media intern, it must be on vacation today." I'm like, "You think interns do this? This is like a hard job, man."
right. Yeah, man. But you can tell. You can tell who's putting the work in. So anyway,
Yeah,
that's true. That's all I'm saying.
Trump, like Trump's Twitter, he's putting the work in.
Dude, he's grinding. All right. You can say what you want about him, but he's on the fucking content grind. All right.
Um, you're on the Geese train finally.
Yeah, I was a little
Ish.
late. Yeah, I was a little late. I don't know what it was about 3D Country. I think that what it was that I just didn't give it a full chance.
Yeah,
Like it takes a little work, Geese, a little bit.
yeah.
Uh, and uh, and so like I liked it okay. Like I listened to it, but I don't know. I think I had the wrong kind of perception of it. Just because I didn't like go deep enough on the record,
Yeah.
and then getting killed just kind of grabbed me like so many other
Yeah.
people. And I guess if we're gonna get into the topic of the day,
Yeah.
maybe why I'm so upset about the psyop accusations is because if they were true, I would be a victim of the psyop. Because I
Yeah.
really did. It was like through the TikTok clips. I started listening to some of the like tunes again. Like Cobra and Alpaz to Cocaine, and I was just like, oh wait, I need to give this another try.
Right.
And when I went back and gave it another try, I was like, oh man, these guys fuck. Basically, that's what
Yeah.
happened.
It's kind of like seeing a pair of pants on Instagram though, and then you end up ordering them.
Is that a psyop?
Kind of.
Not if they're good pants. If you
Exactly.
like,
It's
I
a
mean, it's a
good band.
psyop if you don't. It's a psyop if you don't want pants,
Yeah.
don't need
Yeah.
pants. You're not in the market for pants, and you get them. And you're like, why the fuck did I order these pants? And
Ooh.
you're a victim. But if you're
Consumer
like,
entrapment.
man, you know what I've been looking for?
Yeah.
Like, I've been stuck in these skinny jeans, and I'm looking for some cool like Fiesta pants
Yeah.
that are a little bit more Gen Z coded, but I
Yeah.
don't know where to get them because I'm a dad. And then all of a sudden, TikTok sends one to me, and then I order the pants, and then I'm like, "Fuck, I look cool in these pants."
Yeah.
I don't think that was a psyop. I just think that's marketing. That's capitalism.
Yeah. It's a bit of a consumer entrapment, but consensual, I guess, if you're on social media.
Consensual consumer entrapment. I was on the search. How is it entrapment? I was out there. I was at the bar
Right.
looking for some pants to hook up with,
Yeah.
and then one appeared. Okay, I guess maybe now we're kind of comparing it to prostitution.
What kind of
Maybe
pants
let's
did you
not
get?
go. I don't know if I can know. I don't know. They
Uh,
just look kind of cool. That you could. I wore them to Coachella. I don't know. They're just like. I'm not a fashion guy.
yeah.
I don't know. I saw some pants that look cool,
Yeah.
and
You
I
can't
got
really
them.
go wrong with like Uniqlo if you ever need pants again.
I like Uniqlo fine. I've
They're
had
like a good
Uniqlo. I
mix of
spent some time there.
young.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Um.
just want something a little different.
Yeah.
I want something that not everybody else at Bourbon Pub has on.
Yeah. I feel you. How's Coachella?
Coachella's sick, dude. I love Coachella. It's my happy place.
A lot.
It was my sixth. I'm like a one man advocate for middle-aged Coachella attendance. I think
Yeah.
that a lot of people psych themselves out and they're like, I can't go, because whatever, it's all influencers or it's camping.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they get in their head that they can't do. Like you can do Coachella any way you want, baby.
Yeah.
You can just go out for two bands a night. You can be there all day. You can camp. You can go VIP. It's beautiful. The food is great. The influencers are kind of annoying, but there aren't as many of them as it seems if you're just
Yeah.
watching it on the internet. There are a lot of norms out there, and people are beautiful. The weather's perfect, And I mean, what's not to like? There's amazing music. You're seeing bands I wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a good bang for your buck. Like I'm in the fucking row two for Interpol. You know, I caught Interpol, Geese, XX, and Strokes. Caught FKA Twigs. Caught a bunch of EDM.
Yeah.
Saw the headliners. I mean, what all that in 3 days. It's awesome.
Do you go again or you just go one weekend?
I just go one weekend, but I was talking to my friends about how I could do two. Like if I was independently wealthy, if I didn't
Yeah.
have to like do a daily podcast and care about Donald Trump and stuff, if I wanted to, I would. I think I would just get a place in Palm Springs and go both weekends because you can do it so differently.
Yeah.
Like I missed Nine Inch Noise because
Right.
I would just seen the tour, but it would have been cool out there.
Yeah.
It would have been cooler out there than it was at Smoothie King Center here. But like, I just I just seen it, and I needed to catch Geese. I needed to catch Pink Panthers, and it
Yeah.
just was on the other side of the fucking fairgrounds. So like their thing or polo grounds. So things you can do again. I didn't like. There's all these cool. I could just sit at Nobu and like listen to whatever's playing on the Quasar stage and have
Yeah.
a great time. You know what I
There's
mean? Like if
Nobu
I'm
on.
going both weekends, there's a Nobu right there. Like you can
Damn.
just spend 2 hours having fucking great sushi and just listening to whatever DJs they got going on.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I just don't get 2 hours to spare when I'm only there one weekend. You know,
Yeah.
like I have so many bands I want to see. So I could do it both, but I don't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately I have a life.
Do you camp?
I don't. I'm not a camper.
Yeah, I'm not either. What do you
No.
do? Get Airbnb?
You know, we Airbnb this time, but my favorite thing to do is just like you can get a regular old hotel down in Palm Desert. You got a pool there, you got room service when you get home, and they have a shuttle. You're among the people on the shuttle. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
You know, the ride home on the shuttle is sometimes a bit of a trail of tears.
Yeah.
You know, kind of depending on where you are on your alcohol and party favor journey.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that ride home is a little rough, but then you get there and like I said, you're at a hotel. They cleaned your room for you and
Best.
stuff, so it's not too bad.
How's Geese? It looked intense.
Geese was awesome. Geese was awesome. I kind of had wished they had a night set. They had them during the day.
Yeah.
But they kind of reorganized. Like on the first half of the set, they played a bunch of the songs from the record. Like I don't have the set list in front of me, but like Half Real and some of that stuff, but did it a little different. Like did
Yeah.
it different enough that you couldn't sing along. You know, he kind of did the thing that Bob Dylan does on tour a little
Sure.
bit. Kind
Yeah.
of just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
rearrange the songs like just a little bit. And I thought that was cool. That was like keeping me like really engaged on it. And then he covered Bieber because it was
Sure.
Biebercella,
Yeah.
and that was awesome. The
Yeah.
crowd really loved it. I was kind of surprised by because like I didn't. It took me to get to the verse or to get to the refrain to know what it was. Like
Right.
I knew it was a cover and I knew everybody picked up their phones, but I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Like what's
You know,
going
I was
on?
kind of surprised the overlap between the Geese crowd who like knew every word to Baby by Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Like they knew it immediately. And it took me, getting to
Right.
baby, like, and I was like, oh, he's doing Beaver. Got it. Cool.
Right.
But it was good. And then they kind of played the hits at the end in the more traditional arrangement.
Yeah.
And people were fucking into it. Like there were very few people leaving. You know, because Coachella, you have that like where you could imagine they'll play off Hazel Cocaine or Bieber, and then people are like, all right, I'm off to Nine Inch Noise, or I'm off to
Yeah.
main stage or whatever, and that like didn't happen. Like people stayed, it was packed in there, in the tent. It was good. His vibes were good.
Yeah.
Her vibes were good. Like I brought a couple of friends that like didn't know Geese at all, and they're like, who's the chick? You know, like she was crushing it.
And now you can go to Fish Sphere. You have three chances. They're playing a residency in Vegas.
I know. Do I need to?
I think you'd have a lot of fun, Tim.
Do I?
Even if you don't like fish, it's a good time. You're in the Sphere. Have you been to Sphere yet?
I have not been to the Sphere
Okay,
yet.
well, it's incredible.
I hear it's very bright in there. Is that not true?
It can go either way, but it's a good time. I mean, it's like nothing you've ever seen before, and it's nice. It's
Yeah.
comfortable. It's
Yeah.
trippy.
Well, I do. Well, a Bulwark Pod listener messaged me and said he's like doing is the sound engineer now at the Sphere.
Oh wow.
So that was like my main case for going. So I was like, oh, get like he'll show me all the cool shit.
Yeah.
Uh, shout out to those guys. They used to do the Do Lab at Coachella. That's why we were messaging. And uh, so maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Fish. I guess fish would be the thing to do there.
Yeah.
When are the three times? Is one's right now, right?
Yeah, they had their first one last night and then tonight and tomorrow night and then three more sets.
All like just but 3 weekends in a row.
Yeah, let me get this guy out of this room. He's too much.
The I should have mentioned on the Geese thing also. They had like the funniest and best intro video of all that they
What
did.
was it?
They did like this like super smash cut of just like New York shit and like memes. It was like
Yeah.
Linsanity and the Mets and it was just like it was really funny.
They're pretty on the pulse and they really understand humor and the internet and how to
Yeah,
use it to their favor, and their fans really appreciate that. But I think it's like people. There's a AI video floating around of these two chipmunks. Have you seen it? When the one's getting their nails cut, and the
I've
other
not
one's
seen
like,
that.
it's going all around X, and people are trying to figure out if it's AI or not. And people are getting very upset that they're being tricked by this. And I think that's kind of the same vibe with the Geese thing. People just don't like to be tricked, and they feel bad, even if they do like the pair of pants.
Yeah, I don't. So you're on board with this. You're upset. You don't like you think that the Wired article it's a little bit of a psyop. Like you're intrigued by that theory.
I'm intrigued by it, but I don't think it's that big of a problem. I think this kind of stuff has been happening for years. Not that that makes things okay that they've been happening for years.
Yeah.
But when I interned at a place in New York, when I first moved to New York in 2004, we did this thing called viral marketing where we would go into message boards and act like we were fans of a band
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, you got to check out this CD. It's amazing." So this kind of like subversiveness has been happening for a long time. But it's
Yeah.
hard to hear that someone created hundreds of TikTok accounts that are fake, and it's hard to like hear that Geese is a great band and still employing that usage.
Yeah. I'm it's not hard for me to hear at all.
Yeah.
What I think is happening is mostly jealousy
Yeah.
and people that don't get Geese and are like want to tear them down, using this as an excuse to do this, and like a
Yeah.
lot of people that like want to like make fun of their trendier friend
Yeah.
who's like really into Geese and being like, see, actually you're not cool after all. It really you're just an NPC.
Yep.
You got tricked by the man, and it's like like there are people out there that like need that, and it's important to them to like tear other things down when other people are having success. That is not my like cup of tea. I like
Yeah.
it. Like success is success, even if I'm not into it. Like I'm happy for people. I don't know why
Yep.
we should. We're only on this coil for so long. Why not let people experience joy? I don't know why
Mm.
we need to yuck people's yums. But even outside of that, like it isn't like you yourself are evidence that this isn't true, that it's a
Yeah.
psyop. Like you saw them when you didn't, if I'm recalling correctly, like you
No.
saw them, you didn't, your friend brought you, right? You didn't even know.
Yeah, it was like 2023. But
Right.
there are people who were victims of it,
No, there
probably.
weren't.
You
No,
don't
they
think?
liked it. Well, there are lots of, I mean, they liked the band. And it's like so for starters, just they're not an industry plant
No.
because like they've been popular way before the industry took
Yeah,
notice.
that's yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like they were, and there are things that like Somber is an industry plant. Like that he just emerged out of the ether, and people are like, you should like this twink, and like he had money behind it. Like that's what an industry plant is, right?
Yeah.
Like Geese was out there on the grind. They're out there on tour in
Yes.
fucking Podunk, North Carolina, winning over like fans like you, one person at a time.
Yeah.
Like Cream Mag, do you follow Cream Mag? Like
Yeah.
they did a big profile on Geese like 3 years ago.
So did
Like
I.
yeah, there you go. Like you aren't part of the industry plants. Nobody's
No.
paying you. Like you're tastemakers. What happened was the Geese was the same thing that has happened with bands for all times. The tastemakers decided they were good
Yeah.
correctly because they were good, and then they started to make enough money to be able to invest in their label decided to invest in them because the tastemakers liked them. The label went out and did things to promote them. If it was 1967, what the label would do was they would have brought a bag of cash to a bunch of DJs in a couple of cities and said, "Hey, will you spin this new band that is really popular in Brooklyn?" And they would have done that.
Yeah.
and that's when Walk on the Wild Side would went on the radio or whatever. And like and if it was 1992, they
Yeah.
would have like called up their buddies at MTV and said, "Hey, will you like make fun of their video on the Beavis and Butthead show?" And if it's fucking 2026, they call up the fucking TikTok experts and are like, "Hey, will you seed these fucking songs into the
Yeah.
TikTok algorithm?" Like that's just like that is how bands go from being like popular with music nerds and tastemakers to being popular with a broad audience. And if like they weren't good, and if people didn't like it, then they would listen to the TikTok or listen to the song on the radio and be like, "This sucks."
Yeah.
And then the fucking label would stop spending money on it, and the label would be like, "Sorry, bro, you guys are just art house guys, and like it didn't work. We
Yeah.
tried it and it didn't work." Like there are a million stories like that of bands that like tried and didn't take.
Yeah.
So like I just don't even understand what the issue is. Like it's like no,
Yeah.
they
I don't even think it's I don't think it's like even like villainous. And I think it's less worse than Payola because Payola was forcing you to hear like a whole song.
yeah
This is
right
just like, a couple clips on TikTok. So I don't think
yeah
it's like an insidious evil thing. But I think
yeah
it's like worth talking about and people should know about it.
yeah sure people should know about it. But I guess it's just like I don't like spinning it as some nefarious thing that's just like
No,
the
it's
updated
gross.
version of marketing. Like at the bots thing, in the article it like pretty clearly says like it wasn't like there wasn't they weren't using bots, but
Yeah.
like they were creating fake TikTok accounts. So I guess we're kind of splitting hairs a little bit with this, but it's like people connected with like the emotional element of it,
Yeah.
and like in the same way that like Kate Bush got big all of a sudden on
Yeah.
TikTok because like running up that hill, like a new generation of people started hearing it again, and but they connected with it. Like, dude, I got friends in the music industry. Like, there are thousands and thousands of bands, new bands, like old bands. The label is trying to get them, cool to be cool again, to like make money on their catalog. Who are like trying to seed social media with songs, and like some things resonate,
Yeah.
and like in particular, I think that like I'll Pay the Cocaine like resonated like there's a story, people then found out the story behind it about his
Yeah.
mom, and I like it resonated with people lyrically, like it resonated emotionally, and I don't know, like it's like I think that's cool. Like the
Yeah.
idea that also a bunch of people who are younger than us, like I go to a ton of fucking indie rock shows, a ton. And like your boy, like I go to MJ, Lenderman, I go to Wednesday, like that crowd, like from
Yeah.
North Carolina. I'm like, man, I was at the Wednesday show here in New Orleans a couple weeks ago. It was great. But it's like dads. It's us. It's just dads.
Yeah.
Like it's just dads. It's dads. It's like there's a handful of like artsy, like younger people, but it's
Yeah.
like 85% dads. Like the Geese show in Brooklyn was like super young.
Yeah. It's so young.
And yeah, and like that's great.
Yeah.
Like so it's like okay, like there was something about it that like that resonated with like their peer set as
Yeah.
opposed to resonating with like dads. And like it wasn't that all of those Gen Zs like got tricked. So that's like
Yeah.
they didn't get pluribused. It wasn't like an alien came down into their brain. It was like they
Yeah.
heard it and like and they had the same experience that fucking I had when I first
Yeah.
got into Panic. And I was like, oh wait, I really like this song. And then it's
Yeah.
like, oh wait, I should listen to all the bands that they cover. And like maybe like we should, like in my opinion, I'm like opposite. Like we should be celebrating this. Like if what this
Yes.
leads to is like all of those kids now going and listening to fucking The Strokes and Television and Lou Reed and
Yeah.
stuff because they're like, oh, Leonard Cohen, and they're like, oh, we want to hear what the influences are of this band that we discovered. Like that's fucking awesome.
And
And
Geese
like,
choosing
then there are
like cool
people on the
covers.
internet like, this sucks. Like they suck. They're fake. They suck. Their fans don't know. They're idiots. It's just like, fuck you.
Yeah. Why does Geese draw such ire? It's really crazy. People are were
And it's
spring loaded to hate them.
yeah, I do think jealousy. Like I think there's been a long gap since there's been like a buzz band. Like like
Yeah.
MJ. What was the last like real like buzz band that
It's
was a
been
rock
years.
band?
I mean, I feel I
Like
haven't I haven't felt this since the Strokes, really.
yeah. I mean, and so there were some, like, there was that phase where we had like a buzz band every month in like the late
Yeah.
aughts. But like, I'm trying to think like between then and now, like they tried to make Wet Leg happen as
Yeah.
that. Like Wet Leg felt like a buzz band for like a month, but it
Yeah.
just didn't take. Actually, that's a great comparison. Like I like Wet Leg, nothing against Wet Leg,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
they really tried to make Wet Leg happen immediately, and like they had a big industry push behind them.
Yes.
I was at their very first show in the States in San Francisco. It
Oh.
was all dads. It was all dads. It was a good show. It was fine, but
Yeah.
there was no emotional connection. I didn't have any emotional connection to it, and it's like I turn it on sometimes and I don't. And they were at Coachella and it was fine.
Yeah.
But like, but like that wasn't what happened with this. Like Geese started to gain attention, and there was like some for some reason like some connection between the music and like their generation, but also people wanted to learn more about it. And I just think that like it bugs people
Hmm.
that they're like having that success, like just basic human jealousy.
Yeah.
And I think also like he's weird. Like they're kind of
Right.
weird. And so like if you don't get it, like so the people that had my experience with 3D Country who
Yeah.
like are like, fine, fuck it, I'll try it. And they listen to Trinidad, they listen to one other song, and they're like, this
Right.
shit sucks. And then in order to like rationalize that view that it sucks, they were very
Yeah.
excited to like jump on to anything that diminished it. That's like, oh yeah, dude, I knew it sucked. I knew it sucked. I knew it was fake.
Yeah.
And so I think that like the jealousy and just like the fact that they're a little weird and some people don't get it,
Right.
that'd be my answer. What do you
Or
think?
people will like they cover the New Radicals, you get what you give.
Yeah.
And it's not a great cover. So people have like latched onto this video clip of being like, "Oh my God, check out how horrible this band sounds." It's like when
Yeah.
like Tim Heidecker plays 1987 clips of the Grateful Dead covering Hey Jude. It's like, yeah, that's not what they represent
Yeah.
in this like 3 minutes of badness.
Yeah. I haven't even seen that clip, but it's not surprising that they do some bad covers.
Yeah, and it happens. It's like, you're gonna take chances and it's fine.
Yeah, Fish has some bad covers. Are there any like
Yeah.
what is like is there a notorious bad Fish cover?
I mean, they do a lot of covers in kind of like uninspirational ways where it can sound like a bar band.
Yeah.
So it's like more like a gag. It's more like a fun thing to hear at the show rather
But
than
there's
like, oh,
not
they've
one
done this
like
cover.
among the nerds that they're like, dude, this one is like really
I
cringe.
could be I can't think of one off the top of my head. I'll think of one after we get off. But
Yeah,
maybe like Strawberry Letter 23 is a little tough sometimes
yeah,
because it
yeah,
sounds like four white guys covering Strawberry Letter 23.
yeah. What's the Jason Isbell line about the bar band covering castles made of sand?
I haven't heard
Somebody's got to
that.
leave the bar because they're covering castles made of sand. It's kind of
That's incredible.
similar thing.
Do you know Patterson Hood very well?
Hey, look, I never met him, but
You
I
should
know who
have
he
him on the.
is.
He's really like political and like cool and into stuff.
Yeah, you think he did the pod?
I think he would for sure. He's probably a fan. Tangential and just to Trump for 1 second. Why doesn't
Yeah,
one reporter stand up to him? Why doesn't one reporter just say like, "What are you fucking talking about?" And just
yeah.
fall
I
on the
mean,
sword.
I think it's underappreciated now, like just how Soviet the press corps is around him. Like he has really done a lot to like rotate out media outlets that were more hostile to him in the first term and like bring in these like fake right wing outlets, and it's like crazy. Like sometimes it'll be like, this is the pool report from Lindell TV, who's like the pillow guy, the crackhead that tried to do
Yeah,
the over. Like he's got his own TV station, I guess.
yeah,
Like there's Newsmax, there's OAN,
yeah,
there's the Daily Wire, there's Daily, and I could just go on and like they all have credentials now.
yeah,
And then some of the mainstream outlets have been kicked out, but then they've kept in some of the more pliable ones. Like, if you work for Reuters Newswire,
yeah,
like you're not the type of person to do right. Like, so that's at least a legitimate journalism outlet, but you're not going to be in the room and really challenge him, right? And they know that.
yeah.
So they do have the networks. um and Caitlin Collins does sometimes. I guess I should shout out Caitlin. Like Caitlin's occasionally when
Cool.
she's in the pool, like she gives him the business. But yeah, it's not satisfactory.
Yeah,
And he's really set it up in a way that like makes it seem like he's giving a lot of coverage because he's talking a lot,
yeah,
but it's not the type of thing like where he gets challenged in
yeah,
depth. The formats.
yeah. I saw like that guy Elad was like front row.
Dude,
Do you know
it's
that?
crazy. He
It's
calls
like,
shit like it's my job to know this shit, and like I go to Turning Point USA
yeah,
conferences to like keep in touch, like to make sure I can like I'm not caricaturing what's happening in that world. Like I
yeah,
want to hear it for myself. And like every once in a while they'll call on somebody and I'll be like, what's that? I'll have to like message one of the like Bulwark
yeah,
24-year-olds and be like, what is this? Like what is this outlet? Like
yeah,
they're new fucking right wing bullshit outlets like popping up all the time, you know?
yeah. Scary.
It is scary.
Yeah, and like Nick Shirley is like a vet reporter now.
Yeah, Nick Shirley is totally of that of. And we saw this in Minnesota. there's not, I'm blanking on it now, but there was the outlet that like dropped the um the body cam footage of the
Hmm.
Renee Good killing
Yeah.
was some right wing Minnesota outlet that I'd never heard of before.
Yeah.
You know, like there are these all over the place.
Yeah.
And like they dropped that to try to spin it, you know, to make it seem, because it was like from the one angle where it kind of looks like, you know, the officer like might have gotten nicked by the car.
Yeah.
And so like that's what, so they released that and like try, and then, you know, it goes out some right wing Minnesota outlet, and then, you know, Trump puts it out on his fucking Truth Social, and it
Yeah.
goes, you know, like they have a pipeline system that like what that works,
Yeah.
a propaganda pipeline that's pretty effective. It's been somewhat undermined by
Yeah.
Epstein and the Iran war, but like but in certain situations it still really works.
Won't you just be going about your day and then like it'll just hit you that we're run by like such a criminal enterprise? It's like literally like a mafia enterprise that's happening right now.
Dude,
It's just
like
so shocking.
you think that like fucking I know these people. I know them. Like I like the chief of staff was my boss. Like I've met her a bunch of times, Susie
Wow.
Miles. Like and it's so yeah, walking around your day, it's one thing to walk around your day and like in the abstract, like man, this country is being run by like idiot criminals.
Yeah.
It's another thing to be like walk around and every once in a while think about the fact that like I actually know how dumb they are and how you know pernicious
Right.
they are. Right? Like I know that I know these people. It's like the worst. It'd be like imagine the worst people that you know from your entire career,
Yeah.
and then they all end up with unimaginable power. So yeah, it's disorienting at times for sure. Yoga is pretty important for me on that front, and
You do yoga every day?
I wish not every day. I try to mix it in ladies' weights class sometimes, and then you know some days it just some days my therapy is doom scrolling and content creation.
Yeah.
You know, the more I'm
Same.
locked in on my content creation, the less I can think about, the less my brain goes to the bad place. You know.
Yeah. Doom scrolling and content creation are pretty fun though.
I mean, I'm lucky. It's good. I swear. People at, like who consume my show will say to me like, "Hey, you help keep me sane like through all this craziness." And I don't. I find that kind of weird because I would think that I'm like very negative about the state of affairs, and so I think that listening to my show would get people down. But I guess it's kind of this sense that people have. They're like, I think that everything's gone crazy, and at least I'm listening to something that feels attached to my reality, and that
That's
helps me.
yeah.
Like, so I think that's what it is. But
That's 100% it. I mean,
yeah,
I
so for
watch
me,
like you and Kyle like like a because it's like two guys who I think are sane who are kind of compartmentalizing this insanity and it's just kind of like nice to hear it. Like, oh, okay, there are
Kyle
other people who think
Kalinske.
like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Kyle apparently has been saying that I've been sounding more like him. It's nice. Yeah, listening to me and Kyle's a
I
nice
heard that.
balance because he's so lefty, and you know I'm more like mod, and so it's like okay, well you're at least you're getting two kind of different perspectives,
Yeah,
but that are at least both on planet Earth, you know, and
yeah,
both are clear eyed, and I just give him credit for that. Like if nothing else, he's clear eyed about the danger of Trump. Like the lefty guys I get frustrated with sometimes is when they like try to diminish like the threat of Trump and kind of make it be like, you know, the Trump is bad, but Chuck Schumer is also bad. It's kind of like,
yeah,
yeah, Chuck Schumer's bad, right? I agree, but like they aren't even in the same universe, you know, they aren't even the
yeah,
same, and so I don't like to elide that difference. But anyway, man, for me, it's just like I think that I, you know, I can block it out when I'm at Coachella or at a show,
hmm
you know, I can block it out if I'm on vacation or if I'm with my friends. And I can block out kind of the bad thoughts if I'm like, man, I gotta like watch the news and tell people what happened
yeah,
and you know do my job. And it's like in that middle time that I start to get to a bad place if I'm just kind of like sitting around and like the TV's on or something
yeah,
or you know it's Sunday morning and that's when I start to think deeply about you know just how fucked everything is. And
yeah,
so in that way like doing all the content is like good for me.
yeah. Same. Do you feel optimistic?
I feel it kind of depends on the time horizon.
Yeah,
Like I'm pretty negative about like the next 2 years. I've always said from the start, I was like the period I'm most worried about is basically summer 2028. Like
yeah,
dude is as old as he's ever gonna be. You know, he's losing his grip on power. and I just think we can't predict the kind of crazy that could come.
Yeah.
So like I'm pretty pessimistic on like that. I'm pretty optimistic on like I think that their movement is waning. Right. I think that they're like past
It is.
peak.
Yeah.
I think we're past peak MAGA, and so that's good.
Yeah.
And so assuming we can survive it, like then we'll come out the other side. And then I'm kind of negative again on like long term because I don't know, man, the AI stuff and
Yeah.
I start to sound like an old guy talking about all this, and I'm hope where it's just every or the old guys like this newfangled technology is gonna ruin society, and I try to avoid that, but
Young people hate
I,
that shit too.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I worry about. I think there's a lot of cool stuff with AI,
Yeah.
but like in the area of my expertise, which is like media and information, I just think it's so dangerous. I don't know how people are going to know what's real and what's fake. And I think that the folks younger than us like are not going to read very much, and it's going to be pretty. It's going to be
Yeah.
harder to discern differences. And the people in charge, like these fucking trillionaires that are running all these platforms, like the worst people in the world. Like there was a period of time we were growing
Yeah.
up where like we felt like they were like Google was do no evil, and Steve Jobs was kind of like a dick, but he seemed like he was a well-intentioned dick. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
people in charge of those companies like felt like they at least were goody two shoes type people, and
Yeah.
now it's just like literally the worst people in the world are running the most powerful platforms, and so that part's got me pessimistic. So,
Yeah. I
what
wonder what
about you?
Steve Jobs' vibe would have been towards Trump if he would have been like working with him or like vocally anti-Trump.
I do too. I mean, Tim Cook has been such a disappointment on that.
Oh,
Dude's
so
been so
gross.
so fucking awful. I these guys like aren't willing to take the short term pain for a longer term
Yeah.
benefit. Like they're all just like, hey, I gotta, we got the next quarterly report, and we gotta demonstrate growth. And I just think it's like a very uh, narrow mind, tunnel vision on all of that. And it's just like, man,
It's pretty sick.
yeah, it's sick. It's just like you are enabling evil. Like
Yeah.
you are in a tuxedo, doing an ode to the wife of an autocrat.
Yeah.
Like you're honoring Melania. Cheers. Here's my toast to Melania. It's like you don't have to do that. You can see how
Yeah.
Trump folds. Like you have power. Everybody's got these things in their hand that they value, and you're like worried. What? You're worried that he's going to tariff you and it's going to hurt your business. It's like, man, if it hurt your business for one quarter and everybody had to start paying more for their iPhones and people started to get pissed at Trump about that,
Yeah.
like he would back off. Like he's backed off of everything else. Like you just
Yeah.
have to stand up to him. Like he's a fucking schoolyard bully.
Yeah.
Like yeah, he might punch you in the nose, but then he's gonna back off. And it's just that like all of these rich people are just not willing to get punched in the nose.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
It's wild, man.
Dude, totally.
Uh, well, what's next for you musically? What shows are you going to next?
I got Goose. I've
Ooh.
got Geese and Goose.
Okay. Where's
Honk.
Goose?
Goose is at the Sanger here in New Orleans. They're doing 2 nights. I have tickets for one. I kind of feel like I'm going to end up getting sucked into doing both. I bought tickets for the second night because I knew if I went to the first night, I would definitely go to the second night.
Yep.
And if I just get tickets for the second night, maybe I can avoid the temptation. I mean, I would love it, but it's just like it's a school night, and we've
Yeah.
been discussing my content obligations, so it's like
Yes.
two straight weeknights of Goose is a lot. And then we got Jazz Fest is here, and I haven't really locked in on that. Tower Childers I'm looking forward to.
It's
Lord
great.
is here. I'm just gonna kind of go hang out there, and then I just saw Ryan Davis
Isn't he great?
last week. Dude, that shit was good. That was really
That was
nice.
sick. Yeah.
I saw that the other night. So that's kind of the plans for now. What about you?
I have a whole list. What am I going
Let's
to
see it.
next? If you give me 10 seconds. Where do you think we are in 1 month?
Politically?
Yeah, or just,
Yeah, I mean, I think that you know, if he can really get a temporary ceasefire, like if Israel or Iran doesn't fuck it up, because you can tell he wants this to be done with.
yeah,
I think that will kind of stop the bleeding for him a little bit within his own base. Like his base was really like he was really losing some ground. Uh, and I think that he will probably then decide that like he wants to do one more of these, like that this one didn't go as well. So I think
Cuba.
Cuba, yeah. So I think Cuba is probably on the chopping block for about a month from now. We'll see how that would shake out. But you know, I continue to be like one of the more negative commentators on the economic trajectory. I just I I think that the market is pretty sanguine on all this and kind of thinks that things are going to snap back to normal. But we saw it, COVID, man. Like, okay, sure, even if they open the strait, it takes time for like the
Yeah.
supply chains and all that shit to get back to normal. And so I think that summer vacations for people are going to be more expensive, plane
Yeah.
flights, gas, food, all that. And I think people are going to be restless about it.
Yeah.
And when people are restless, like he's going to look for some other shit to distract them with.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where we're the
Yeah. I
trajectory we're
think you're
headed
right.
on.
Have you been following the tailspin of Professor Zhang?
I have. I
It's
don't.
so funny.
I don't really understand it. It's one of those things like I came in. It's like the Lebowski. I was like, I'm like Donnie. I came in the middle of the conversation because I didn't really consume any Professor Jang before this. So like that, my introduction to him is the fact that he's not really Professor Jang.
He teaches at a high school.
Yeah.
It's like a
Wonder
fake
what those
classroom.
high school kids think about him, like the
I don't know.
students.
It's a bit,
Yeah.
but it's been a funny thing to follow. Let's see. I have Cut Worms tonight, which is a cool indie
Oh
rock
yeah,
band.
I saw Cutworms at Gasa Gasa here. I don't
Oh,
know, a
cool.
year or two ago. They're
Nice.
fun.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
good. Delicate Steve, Snail Mail,
so that's nice.
and Alabama Shakes, maybe.
Okay, Alabama Shakes are Jazz Fest,
Oh,
so I'll
cool.
check them out too.
Yeah.
That's a good lineup. You need a little bit more. You need some. You need some metal in that lineup. You
Ooh,
need a
what's
little
it? What
more.
I'm like metal dumb. What's a good metal band to go
I
see?
don't know. I don't mean like literally metal. I meant
Just
more
mean a
just
bit,
like
a few more
muscle. I
herbs
just
and
mean muscle.
spices.
It's a little soft. All that stuff's a little kind of soft
Okay,
boy.
wait. I'm seeing Arm& and Hammer. That's pretty
Okay.
tough. That's pretty tough
Yeah.
hip hop.
Yeah. Okay.
It's tough stuff.
I wonder if Arm and Hammer's coming here.
Probably. They're amazing live.
You guys get a lot of good stuff there,
Dude, we're in the
even
Triangle.
live.
We get blessed. I mean, you can go to a show every night out here.
Um, I think speaking of exciting, tough, hardcore shows in the Triangle,
Yeah.
I do think that the Bulwark is going to be in the Triangle in October.
Ooh.
So
What are
we
you
should
doing?
have a live Bulwark show. So maybe we should do something in person, do a little
Yeah.
hang. I think we'll just do like we'll do like a live pod, and I don't
Hell
know.
yeah.
It's a long time away. I haven't figured it out, but
Let me know if you need advice for a venue or stuff like that.
we'll do.
Thanks for taking the time out.
Brian, appreciate it, brother.
Talk about geese and all that stuff.
Dude, I mean, I thought that you were going to be more on my side of the Geese discourse, but so I'm happy that were you compelled by my
I am.
statement?
I mean, if I had to choose one, choose your side, I just think it's also worth kind of talking about it and not acting like it's nothing.
Okay,
It's like
yeah,
something.
yeah, it's a little something.
But I
All
still love them. I don't care. They're great. I think they're the best band around, and I could give a shit if they got TikTok accounts planted.
right, Emily.
Doesn't affect my love for them.
All right, brother. Well, have a great weekend. All right.
All right, Tim. Talk soon.
We'll see you, man.